Okay. Yes. Hello.
Sir, I have one more query regarding chamfering. Uh,
Yes.
can you please undo that?
Okay.
Yeah, for lower part there is a single inclined line. If we want
This line.
yes, if we want one more than one line, more than two or more than two lines.
No, that won't be possible. So because you have these two lines, you have these two lines. So it will cut with one line. So how it is happening? Let me do that. So you had this you had this corner line,
Yes.
this sharp corner, right? So you have selected this as your first chamfer line and this as your second line, right? So from this corner, it has taken the first chamfer distance, and this from this corner, it has taken the second chamfer distance, and it cut along this line. Okay, so it will happen like this. You will not get two lines or two segment of lines. You will not get that.
Two or more than two.
No, you will not get two or more than two like this way. So it will be like that. Okay, if you are getting so this way, so from this corner it will take the second sorry, first chamfer, and from this it will take the second chamfer distance, and it will cut like that. So you will not get two lines. So it's not possible to get two lines.
Okay.
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 Yes, because the corner is between these two lines, and there only this line can cut these two lines. Okay, so now let me explain that every object in AutoCAD has three default properties. What are those? Color, line type, and line weight. These are three default properties. So each and every line has color, line type, and sorry, line weight and line type. Okay, so by default, we create our objects in AutoCAD with a default layer that is 0. And in that layer 0, all the properties is defined. This color, this line type, and this line weight is already defined. With those default properties options, we are creating our objects. Okay, so here we have this properties panel. From this properties panel, we can assign, we can override those properties. Okay, from here we override properties. So generally, like if I tell you that a layer is like you manufacture with those properties. Okay, means whatever the properties assigned in that layer, those properties are inborn properties. Okay, so if you want to change, so you have to go to that layer and you have to change it. And these, if you are changing from these options, so you are overwriting it. Means suppose you have all have seen the Sprite bottle which comes with green color, right? So if you scratch that bottle, you cannot uh, that color won't be fade away, right? But suppose I have painted on it, so after that if I scratch, so that paint will be faded away, right? So, so the paint after manufacturing is, these are the properties. So from this properties panel, you are overwriting on it. Okay, so for that you have to select it, and then you can change. Okay, but if you select it and if you go to control 1, then you can see the layer is 0. Okay, and according to that all the properties are set. And color, and here if you change it to by layer means by that layer whatever the properties, color properties is assigned, that will be assigned to this object. These are the simple meaning. Okay, and for line type you have to sorry, this line weight, so you have to again select it and you can assign it. Okay, and for line type sorry, line weight again, this line weight you have to activate line weight display option, otherwise it won't be displayed in the default condition. So for that, go to this status bar customization option and see this line weight. This line weight is checked now, and this is the option you have to activate. Then you will get your line weight visibility. Okay, if it is not activated, you won't see. All right, and for line type, so these are the default loaded now. You have to load it. Go to this load options. You have to load all the line types first. You have to load all these line types first. Okay, this way you have to load it, and then select this object, and then you have to select and assign. Now this is currently not visible. This line type is not reflected on our screen. So what we should do for line type? So for that we have line type scale. LTS is the command, line type scale. Okay, so for that line type scale we can increase it to 10. You can check it. Probably we have to decrease our line type scale. So let me do it. Yeah. Okay. So this way we can make it our line type visible according to our project settings. Okay. So suppose I have assigned these two lines also, line type scale with this line type scale, and here I have assigned also this line type scale. Okay. So, yes. Right. But for this I want a different line type scale. For this I want a different line type scale, and for this I want a different line type scale. So this LTS command, this is for globally. Okay, this will work globally. It won't work for any individual. So if I change it to 0.2, so it will work for all of these. So how can I do it individually? So for that I have to select this, and I have to go to the properties, and properties, in that properties I will change the individual properties of these selected lines. So for that we have this line type scale. Okay, so what is the current right now? It will add this with this line type scale. Okay, so here you can do it 0.5. Right, I hope you understand. So this way calculate individual lines also. Okay, and again if I select it, if I select, just select it, and from here if I change it to by layer, and if I change it to by layer, so it will come on the default condition. Okay, and if I need to change it from the layer, so we can change, we can go to this layer properties manager, and from here we can assign, so that will be according to the layer. Okay, and now you can see this is selected right now, and in the properties panel it's showing by layer. The properties is assigned by the layer. Okay, yes, now we will learn about what is layer. So here you can see that layers, if you place vertically a different sheet, so all those layers stacked vertically, so this way you can get different layers. But here we don't place like that. Here we place with different properties. Okay, so layer, with the layer we get better visibility. The single glance we can identify different objects with different properties, and we can better control our objects in the projects. So with visibility, with froze and thaw, and other options, we can control our object visibility, and we can work efficiently with the layers. So let's start with this layer properties manager. Go to this layer properties manager, and here you will see we have this default layer that is 0. The name is 0. So you cannot delete this default layer. You never can delete. Okay. So let me increase these options so you can see the name properly. Okay. And this is transparency. Okay. So above this, 4 options are available. Now this is to create a new layer. With this option, you can create a new layer. And with this option, you also can create a new layer, but that will be frozen. Okay, new layer that will be frozen in all viewports. Okay, and with this option you can delete the existing layer or the selected layer, and with this option you can activate any layer. Okay, so let's start with this, uh, with creating a new layer. So I'm going to uh, create new layer with keyboard shortcuts, that is alt plus n. Okay, alt plus n. So I have pressed alt plus n, and then I will give a name. So let me give a name, that is main wall. Again alt n, I will create. Okay, so you have to press alt and n very carefully. So let's give it a name. You can give it this way also, or you can name it like this way. And now you can select if you want to rename again. So you can select and press F2, or you can double click on it. Okay, so see, one more thing you have to remember, that when you are creating new layers, by default it will come with the previous layers properties. All right, so after that, after creating it, you have to change it. Okay, all right. Next, let me create another layer. Sorry. Okay, so you can define with different line weight if you want to provide W2, and for doors D1 and D2. Okay, and after that you can change it. Okay, now suppose you have created this but you want to categorize properly, so for that you have all the things organized. So for that we have these two filters. Okay, this is property filter and this is group filter. So you can create groups, like for wall you want to create a group, again create a group. For doors, for windows. Okay, and even after creating it you can create new layers into this group so that they will directly be assigned into these groups. And suppose you have already created layers and after that you want to assign, so for that what you have to do, you have to select that layer and then drag it to that group and release the mouse. Again, for interior walls, select this layer, hold your mouse, drag it to the group and release your mouse. And if you want to check it, go to this wall and here you can see these two layers are only available into this group. For Windows, you have to do the same. So you can go to this all use layers and W1, select W1, click, hold and drag to the windows. For W2, click, hold and drag to the windows. And for door, click, hold and drag to the doors. Click, hold and drag to the doors. Okay. And if you go to these doors, even after that, you can create new layer. That will be 3. And you can change the color to this. Sorry. Yes. Okay. So this way, see, D3 is added in the all use layers, but if you go to the specific group doors, here you will find out D1, D2, D3. It's like suppose in your college, all the students comes under a particular college. Those uh, those are students of this particular college, but they are also from a suppose a particular group of students comes from civil engineering department, so they also comes from civil engineering department and from that same college. Okay, so same like that, they all comes under all all use layers and they are also in the particular groups. Okay, so this way you can categorize and organize your layers. Okay, suppose you have mistakenly created any layers, so for that you have to select this one, delete layers, or alt D is the shortcut, and you want to activate this green check means this is currently activated. Okay, so you can double click on it to activate it or else select and click on it to activate. So here you can see this layer is currently active. If I double click on it, D2, so D2 is currently active. If I double click on W2, so W2 is currently active. So with that W2 layers properties, all the objects will be created. Okay. So we have another properties, that is property filter. So here you can see all the layer have some properties. So the properties we can filter out, we can sort out. So let me show you how you can sort it out. So here you can give a name, like this is for your, you have created for ground floor. Suppose you want to create ground floor with different layers, first floor with different layers. So for that, name will be same, like there may be few differences the name. So GD1 or but colors will be same or something like that. So there may be some difference. So for that, let me create with few layers, like FD1. Okay, one. Okay, so here I will match it with D1. So color is 243. Okay, you can see the color code can match. So if you go to the prefix, there will be F. Okay, so there will be F. So if you provide, there will be F and then star, then all the names with FD1 will come here. Okay, this way you can list it for your first floor. Okay, first floor, and click on OK. So if you go to first floor, this FD1 will be there. All right. And then if you create a new layer with a different F wall, F dot external dot wall. Okay, and you match with the color that is 122 on OK. That is continuous and that is default. Click on OK. And if you go to first floor, and here you can see that is already added. So this way you can organize. All right. So this how we create layers, we organize our layers, and let me show you how you work with layers. Okay. So let me so see, now we are getting only these two layers as because I have activated this first floor only. So when I'm working at first floor, so I'll activate this first floor and all the layers within that first floor will be visible only, so that there won't be a huge list, and among those huge list I don't have to waste my time to find it out. All right. So if you check all use layers, so then all the layers will be listed over here. Okay. So now let me create. So I will create with either construction line or ray line. So let me select my first point. Okay. And I will create a offset. Okay. So for that, here I'm doing randomly. So I'll select through. Okay. And then I can do offset like.
Sir, can you explain one more time? Your voice was breaking a lot.
Okay. So am I audible clearly now?
Yes, yes, you are not audible, but when you started creating the line, we can't hear you. Your voice was
Okay.
breaking a lot.
Okay. Okay. All right. So let me delete those lines. Okay, L enter. You can work with L enter, but it's better to work with Excel enter construction line. So you can directly select vertical lines if you are only creating vertical lines. So then you can place horizontal lines. All right, so here just I have clicked on it with horizontal lines, and now I will offset. I will create offset. So I will select offset, and let me create a room boundary only. So for that I will select 3600 is the offset value for this one.
Here we can go for 0,0,0 also, right?
Yeah, we can start with start from 0,0 also.
Yeah, so it will be exactly out at the origin.
Yeah, absolutely right. Okay, so next here I need 4000 area, and I can work with 250, 250, 250, and 250. Okay, and after that I will trim it. Just select on that part of your line to trim. All right, enter, and then you have to go with your uh, interior line, right? Interior wall. So for this, this I have done. Suppose, see, I have done the mistake that I have created with FD1. So that will be created with F external wall, right? So for that, even after selecting it, I can change the layer. That also can be done. But right now this FD1 is the current layer. So for that I have to create another F interior wall. I'll create new layer F dot int, and I'll double click on it. So this is currently this is the current layer activated, and you can check with first layer in that first floor group. In that first floor group, this F dot interior wall has been added. So you don't have to add it again, just because you have done with that formula. Okay, so now you can change the layer color if you want to change the layer color. So go to volume store, you can match with the interior wall, that is 20. So go to color and press 20. Okay, so that will be default. You can work along your requirement. So let me do with my line. So here you can find out your interior wall. Okay, and offset, that will be 5, as because I'm doing offset from the center line. And here I can place the door. Let me check what is the length here now. So for that 1391 is here. That what I'll do, I'll make a offset so 50 will be the offset, and what I'll do, I'll stretch it, stretch this part up to this point. So for that I will select this, enter, and I will select this midpoint, and then this midpoint, or it's not the stretch. So for that, J, enter. You can join this, enter, then stretch, select this part, enter. This is the base point, and you drag with up to this point, and select this line and delete. Now I will create a door. So for that, I will select FD1. Okay. So for that, what I will select line first, and here I will create like 50 mm, and here I will specify 75. Enter. Okay, and now I'll place it properly. See, now I have selected all this. These are the grip points. Now uh, without going with the move command, how I can move it? I'm clicking on this grip point. This is the midpoint grip, and I will see now it's showing the stretch. I will press space bar only once. Now I can move it. Okay, now I can move it easily. So space bar, with the space bar, you can circle, uh, means you can cycle around, move, rotate, mirror. So let me show you that. I have selected this. I will click on this grip, and let me press space bar. You can see above the command line window, rotate, scale, mirror, stretch, and you can copy. Okay, within this move, suppose you want to move it with a duplicate object, so you can copy it. Okay, you can copy it. So for that, let me select this. I'll press spacebar once, and I will select copy, and it will be a copy. Okay, so this way also I can work. Fine. So this is the line, and I will create an offset that will be 12.5, or 12.5 is not the right. So let me select 20. Okay, and what I'll do, I'll select this, and what I'll do, I will rotate it. Rotate from this point at 90°. Okay, and now close these lines, and these lines, and now I'll specify the circle center. This is the center, and this will be your radius. Up to this point, this will be the radius, and now what you have to do is trim. Okay, so this you can this. All right, so this door has been created. Okay, so now suppose I need another door here. I need another door here. So for that, what you guys generally do? Can you tell me? I need to place another door here. So that will be like 5 feet or 1500 mm. So for that, what should I do? Should I copy it or should I have to create it again? Or what is the best possible way?
Can we copy and scale it?
So for that, what I'm doing it for one creating one door, I'm doing with copy and scale, right? Suppose this way I need to create other doors, like 5 doors are there. So for that, copy and scale will take much time. So for that, what we'll do,
We can do align, right?
sorry,
We can do align.
no, align we can do, but for that there will be uh, the steps will be 2 3 steps will be there.
Yeah.
Yes. So
We can
how we
make a
can
block.
do? Yes.
You
Go
can
ahead,
take
please.
block out of it.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So that will be the best way. So B enter for block. Okay. So what we do with block? With the block, what do we do? We convert and categorize multiple objects into a single object with a category name. So I'll select this object. See this multiple, these lines, this curve. Okay. I'll select all these multiple objects, press enter, then pick points. With that point, every time I can insert. Okay, so this midpoint I will take, so I can easily place our block. Now name it FD1, right? Your first floor D1. Okay, so you have specified, and what will be the block unit? That will be millimeters. Okay, and you can convert to block. You can select the convert to block here. Even if you don't select this convert to block, so if you select retain option, so that means this source will be as it is, but there a block will be saved. But if you select this convert to block, this source will be converted into block and the block will be saved. And if you select delete, so the source will be deleted and the block will be saved. Okay, so you can choose whatever is required, whatever is essential for you. So I'm going with convert to block. Okay, so my unit is in inches. My okay, so let's go with the inches. I hope you all can set while working your project. At first you can set your units, so that will work exactly the way you want. What I'll do, I'll select. What else? Let's change our units. So for that, DWG units is there. What I need is 3 mm. Display format 2. I need precision up to 2. Yes. No. Yes. And yes. Okay, sorry guys. I have faced a fatal error. Let me open the AutoCAD file again. So this command I have already showed to you in the previous class. So you all know. I hope the AutoCAD screen is visible to you, right? The AutoCAD screen is visible, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's visible.
Yes.
So let
Yes.
me go with some basic layers. Okay, so now let me go with red, that is the active one, and for the unit, that will do it at first millimeters precision, and click OK. And DWG units, that will be millimeters, so 3, enter, display format decimal 2, precision up to 2, scale objects from other drawing upon insert, absolutely yes, match insert unit to drawing units. So here, as because millimeter already I have set in the insert units, and my drawing units will be the same, so I'll match it, yes, this will be yes, and include objects in paper space, that will be yes. Okay, now I'm all set.
Sir, hello.
Yes, go ahead.
What's the difference between units and DWG units? Why we have to set twice?
Yes, DWG units, that is the place where you set your drawing units. And insert units, in the UN enter, insert units is that you set in this drawing all the drawings which will be inserted, the block which will be inserted from outside, which will be the unit. So that is this insertion scale. Okay, but in this dash TWG units, there you specify your drawing units. Okay, that is the difference. Okay, so at the default condition, both are match. Okay, at the default
Okay.
condition. But if
So
you
if we
change,
insert any
yes,
drawing,
yes,
and the units are in inches, so they will automatically converted in millimeters. If we
if
set
the
insert
insertion
units in
scale, if
millimeters.
the insertion scale is in inches, so that will be inserted into inches. Okay, so that will be scaled into inches.
So it automatically converted into millimeters, inches into
Yeah,
millimeters.
yeah, because it is right now millimeters, so it will be converted into millimeters.
Okay.
Yes. So let's go with default lines. So let's
Is there any auto? Hello.
yes, go ahead.
Yeah, for fatal errors, is there any auto save options like without saving the control S?
Uh, First of all, you have while you are starting your AutoCAD file, AutoCAD drawing file, you have to save it at the beginning. So
Yeah.
then only you will get the backups. So for
Okay. No.
that,
Just
recovery
like.
option is there,
Mm,
REC, recovery,
mm,
okay,
yeah.
recover, and there is the direct file path is already there, so it will direct you to that path.
Okay.
From there you can access. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we will get that file without saving at the last moment, right?
No, 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 absolutely not.
Okay.
Yes. So drawing recovery is there. So it will save your backups only when you have saved it at the beginning.
Okay. So there is no other option for the fatal error, right?
No, absolutely
Yeah. Even same. I had experience in the earlier firm and company
not.
as well.
Everyone has experienced it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go with uh, 0, comma
Hello,
0. Yes, go ahead.
sir. If there is any uh, power off or any another issue, or we lost our work, so there is any auto save
So that's the
option.
same thing. That's the same thing will work. You have to save it first. When you opened
Okay.
your drawing file, you have to save it first, and then if there
Mm-hmm.
is fatal error or any power failure, it will create a backup. And for that, drawing recovery is there. You have to type it, drawing recovery. Okay, and if you know that where the drawing recovery files been saved, so you can directly go there and you can access from that folder.
Okay.
Okay, so let's create offset. Offset value will be 250. Okay, so now I'll create a door. So for that I am choosing green. I'll select offset, and here I will specify 600. And from here I'll again create a line with ortho mode on, and that will be the value 1200, right? Enter in the circle to this. Okay, sorry, center will be this point, and trim it. So this door has been created. Now what I'll do, with B enter, I'll convert it into block, select objects, select these objects, press enter, and then click on the pick point option. And here you can specify this point, or you can, if you are selecting that midpoint, you can select the midpoint as well. So midpoint, and give it a name. So D1 is the name for this one, and block unit is millimeter, and click OK. Now this is selected. Now here what I need, here I'll place like 1500 millimeter, but here I have created 1200 only. So I'll mark it. So 750. Just I'm creating offset for the markings so that I can place it properly. And now the blue lines this side. Okay, so then offset it. Like here I need 450, 900. Okay. All right. So now block is already there. Now when I'm inserting this block, it will come with that default 1200, right? So how I can convert to 15,000, 1500, 900. So for that, let me first rotate it. So here the rotation angle is there. So rotation angle like 90. Okay. So here you can see, but it is not still not the right dimension. So what will be the right dimension? So for that you can place it, and even after that you can scale it, but here we have this scale option. Okay, so for that you have to give the scale factor. So all you know what is RF, the reference factor, all you know RF.
Yes, sir.
No,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Okay,
No, sir.
so that is the ratio. That is the ratio between your
Inches to millimeter.
drawing length, your drawing length by object length. Okay, that is the ratio between your drawing length and object length. So what is the object length? That is 1200, and what are you going to draw? That is 1500. Am I right? So what will be the ratio? 1200 by 1500.
1500.
Okay, so that will be the ratio. So you have to put it here, 1200 by 1500, and press enter. Okay, so I have done the mistake. So what I have said, drawing length by object length, but I have done the mistake. So drawing length is our 1500. So 1500 by 1200. The ratio what I have said, that is right, but I have put the wrong value. So 1500 by 1200. Yes. Okay. So now just place it. So I have to place at the midpoint. Okay. This is also increased, so you just move it a bit. Yes. All right. And again the same thing. You can go to, you can insert, you can rotate it. So rotation angle will be 180. Okay, and here's scale factor. Uh, Scale factor will be, please answer it.
12:900.
Yes. So 1200 by 900, right? So you're 900 by 1200. Okay. So place it over here. And suppose you are creating windows. Suppose you are creating windows. For that, this 900 is there. Suppose this is your window length. Suppose this is the window length. Okay, now let's create this as a window. Let's convert your block. This is the icon to create a block. This is the icon to create a block. Select objects, select this object, press enter, and then pick point. You can pick point, then give a name W1 and the block unit that is right. Click on OK. Now here we need to place with 1200. So for window we won't scale it. We won't use this scale, because this scale will scale in x and y and z both in all those three dimension. Okay, as because we have in the for the door we had to scale in the x direction and the y direction, so that's why I was using scale option. But for uh, for window I will be placing, I will be scaling in the y direction. Okay, so your drawing length by object length. So your drawing length will be 1200 and object length is right now that is 900. Enter. Okay, and then you can rotate it to 90. Okay, and then you can place, so you have to place it. So see, this is in the x direction, right? This is in the x direction, but when I'm rotating it, it will be in the y direction. So for that, go to again, and you can rotate it first so that you can easily understand. 90, and it will be in the y direction. Okay, so then go click on this y, and that will be divided by 900. Okay, so it will be as it is in the as the block saved, it will be only in that direction, it will be scaled in that direction. So I have understood it wrong, so my mistake. Okay, so x scale factor you have to define 1200 by 900, and then you can rotate it to 90 degrees. All right, so this way you can do your block. Just only one you create, and after that with this block insert option you can insert your block, you can rotate, you can scale it. So that's the better way. And if you want to save your this door and window symbol, so for that what you can do, you can use W block, that is right block. You can save your block as a drawing file. Okay, so this block you have to select, you have to give the name, as because you already done with the uh, creation block. But suppose you are initially create with W block, so for that you have to choose with object and the same like selecting block and pick points, and then you can give the name. Okay, so as because I have done with the block, so I have to select, then I can define the path name, and at that folder it will be saved as a separate DWG file, and that DWG file can be inserted into different DWG file and in your projects. Okay, so that is all for today.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Sir, can you explain those retain and delete options also with example?
Absolutely. So B enter block, select object, you're selecting this object, and when you are selecting this convert to block, that means in this position, these are currently lines, right? We have 3 line segments. So these 3 line segments at this position will be converted into block, and the block will be saved. All right, the name. But if you select this retain, let me select with this retain, that's because the convert to block option has been showed to you with the W1 pick point. Let's pick this point and retain, click on OK. Now see, this is right now, these are 3 different lines. So it will retain as it is. And if you go with this block, B enter block, and if you choose delete, so W1 is already created, so I have to B enter, select object, select it, enter, pick point, define a point, and give it a name W1. And now if you delete it, so these 3 lines will be deleted, but the block will be stored, will be saved. Okay, if you go to insert, and you will get W1 and you can place it. Okay, so these are the difference. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
For window, we scaled it only in X direction. right? And for door, we have to scale it in both x and y direction.
Right, absolutely right.
Okay. So there is no any 3D. There is no any wide z direction required
Yes.
or required.
No, this Z direction is not required.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So do I end the class?
Sir, what is the difference between the global width and the line width? Can you make it clear to me?
Global width means that
There is a
rectangle,
property in
rectangle with
no in
polyline.
any when we right click in any right click on a line, we can see a property there which is written as global width. Yes.
Global width. Okay, all
There's
right. Yes, yes, yes. This one. Okay.
yeah.
Talking about this line.
Yes.
So
Actually,
that
I've
is. Hmm,
okay.
go ahead.
No, sir. You make it clear first.
Okay, so that global is it's like the same thing, but it will work for the total line, you can say. So if you
Okay.
change it like 5, so that will work also. See this start segment width and these things has been changed.
Okay.
Okay, and
Okay.
from here you are assigning it means you are overwriting on it. Okay, you
So
are
global width
overwriting it.
also means that we are overwriting the width of the line.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's check this. So it will you will only get for polylines. Is absolutely right. Okay, so global
Okay.
width you will only get for your polylines.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, then is there any more question?
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Sir, what's layer states manager in layer
Yes,
properties
yes,
manager?
yes, yes, yes. That I will explain it in next class. Uh, that is for saving your layers and importing layers from outside. You can export your layer as a file, and you can use those layer files into different projects, into another projects you can use. So
Okay.
for that, this is used. So
Okay.
I'll show it in the next class.
Yes.
Yes. Any more question?
Yeah, for the schedule I was asking yesterday. So what will be what it will be actually? Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah, schedule I'm asking about, like the number of classes and all the other things. So do
Okay.
I need to ask it to the that
So
yes.
AutoCAD class will be ended within more 7 days.
Okay,
Within coming one week, it will be ended. And
okay,
for other class who will be
okay,
assigned as your instructor, he or she can only say.
okay. So I ask it in
Uh,
ask to him in group. Okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes.
okay,
Or you can directly call to Mr. Suvikya.
okay.
Okay.
No problem. Yeah.
Okay, then And one more question to all of you, that should I provide you one plan, or you all will create your different plans and you will show it to me with creating layers? Should I provide to you, or you all can create? Hello?
You can provide, sir, for reference purpose.
Yes, sir, you can provide us.
Okay, all right, fine then. I'll provide to you. And
Sir,
in the
can you
next,
explain yesterday's
yes,
those for curve line, how do we give presentation for that? Only curved lines. How we give dimensions.
okay. So you need to provide dimensions of for this. You have to select this radius one, and you just have to select that curve. Okay, as because this is right now as block, so you have to explode it, enter, explode, and it is, this is right now as arc, and here you, if you provide radius, just select it and it will provide you. So for that you must create text dimension layers, text layers, and one more thing, you should create a viewport layers. Viewport, you should create a viewport layer. So for that you can do it like any white color or any other color. So with that you can do it. So I will explain that what is there is so many things are there to explain about layers. So I request everyone to present in the next class. So you can see with the text layers, you can provide this as a text layer, and you change the text color. Okay, and the dimension style is in the default condition, so we are getting it like that. And change it, or D is there, dimension style. This is the default one, so you can modify the default one. So I'll explain these things also. For now, I'm just changing this overall scale. So within this single task, I'll get the result, set current and close it. And here you can see 1200 is the radius. Were you asking about this thing only?
Yes, sir. But there are more than two curves we created actually with two and three circles.
Okay, so same like that, you have to select and you go to this, and again you define, you have to select all those curves. You have to select all those curves and just select with this radius dimension and click on that circle or arc or that curve and place your dimension at your desired place. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay then. Is there any more question? Okay. So let me take the attendance. Akshay is present.
Yes.
Piyush is present. Pranita. Okay. Saurav is present.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Rohit is present.
Yes, sir.
Anirudh.
Yes, sir, present.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you, guys. See you in the next
Thank you.
class.
Thank you, sir.